Holla, 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 holla. Welcome to ZSR and welcome to ZSR3, in this case, the Z2R Standard Tournament 2020 Swiss round number 1 it is tonight, and we have a good matchup between Simple and the Hangry Canuck. And without further ado, because hey, it's about to get going here, let's switch to the layout. If I can find it, that is. There we go. And let's say hi to the two commentators, to Zeke and to Star. Hey, take it away.
Thank you, Trez.
Yeah, thanks, Trez. Hi, everyone.
How's it going?
Oh, we're doing pretty well. Looking forward to some more Zelda 2 action. We have our standard tournament of 2020 standard tournament Swiss rounds round 1 here today between the Hangry Canuck and Simpol.
And with that, we also have our 30-second mark going. Today, in addition to commentary, Star and I are also handling the tracking duties. So, please, tell us if we missed something.
Yeah, feel free to yell at us, because we do miss stuff. It happens. And alright, they are off. Both of them just using the standard Link sprite today, so nothing fancy. And okay, we're just to the south of a lake here for starters. For those who are new to Z2R, the overworld map is randomized in every single seed, so they don't know where they're going, we don't know where they're going. We're finding out as they go.
And we have a simple routing split here. Simple's going to be going through this connector.
Yep. The chat is saying there's no sound. Oh, the connector leads us here to Rudo, I believe that is. As
no,
Canuck finds the... Oh, that was Bagoo. Okay, whoops. Nice if they find Saria, but we also saw the forest tile. Well, we also saw Stonehenge from Canuck, which turned up a magic jar. Not too bad. Magic container, technically. Both of them are just kind of doing some overall exploration, getting some levels. Z2R is a bit more of an RPG style than much of anything else.
And the Hangry Canuck finds one of the item caves.
And taking a death here, but picked up a 1-up doll earlier, so is still on 3 lives and shouldn't be too big of an issue. They're not far from start anyway. Simpol, in the meantime, has found his way to somewhere near a graveyard. If it sounds like we have no idea where they're going, we probably have no idea where they're going, because this is Z2R. The map is randomized.
And inside this item cave is our raft.
Oh, nice. Raft here. Or Canuck, that'll be nice. Absolutely required to complete the game, since there are 2 continents in Zelda 2 Rando.
That is a very expensive level 2 or level 3 attack. From what I've experienced, 620 experience is a little hard to get.
Oh, that's a little bit expensive, yeah.
And Simple finds the fairy cave.
Alright, and there's a palace on the... oh wait, no, that's what the starting palace is on the eastern end of the bridge. Whoopsies!
No, I think that is a palace, because I think that's more... I think that's a palace, anyways.
Actually, I'm not 100% sure yet. Canuck choosing to not check it out just yet is also running low on health right now. Trying to avoid the... nope, that's no such luck. The Aikman, as I believe those bat-human thingies are called, knocking him into the lava.
Gotta love Trophy Cave.
Indeed. And just a pea bag, although it is a... let's see, how much is this pea bag? 200. Not really worth it. Womp womp. Simpol continuing to do some more exploration. At this point, I have no idea where he's gone. Then he went through the pass-through early and just kept going, or that wherever that took him. So I'm completely lost at this point.
That is a very large swamp.
Yes, it is. Actually, Canuck is now. Okay, yeah, I'm just lost. Here, actually, there's a palace, which there's GP right next to. Let's see what this town is. GP right next to Rauru. And I know nothing. No hint from that NPC in Rauru.
I think Simple may have found one of the item caves.
Yep, just another magic jar, though. Well, nice to have. Thunderbird is required in this flag set, so they will need to have enough magic to cast Thunder, and preferably some with 2 extra. Speaking of Thunder, there it is in Rauru.
I think that's I think Thunder is castable at Magic 2 for the entire magic bar they have.
What was the cost there? I completely missed.
Looked like 80.
That is exactly castable at 5 magic bars, because each magic bar is 16 magic points. Yeah, Com's Blessing instead of Com's Curse. What do you know? Alright. There's another town here in this big old graveyard that Simpol is near.
Go east to find the magic key.
Oh, that's interesting.
There's another town up here in the swamp.
Yes, there is. Oh, right by the raft tile, actually. Just caught sight of that. Simpol finding... Okay, this is actually Rudo, in the graveyard. And that's Mido next to the raft tile.
The trophy for Rudo in the east.
Alright. And okay, that is, we have found the northern edge of the western continent, apparently. They are actually both in completely different areas of the map, Simpol having found the southern half of the map, while Canuck has been exploring the northern part, it looks like, considering we just saw the southern coast from Simpol. Unfortunately, I have long lost track of the southern what the southern half of the map looks like. We are going to see what this palace is. That is going to be P4.
So we found P4, we found GP.
Yeah, far southern part of the western continent. It has the Palace 4 there for Simpol, noted by the Fury Moa flying around the entrance. Hello, Mew Mew fan, welcome in to this seed. And so far as going, any key is nice to know that it's in the east. They can already get there, which is, well, Canuck can get there already, Simpol can't.
And I think Canuck's going there.
Yep, there he goes.
And there's a palace right there. And this is 6 or 3, isn't it?
Yes, it is. The little scrolly thingies at the top of the pillars is not a great way to describe these things. Tell you that that's what it is. Also, we did just see Saria from Simpol in the southern part of the western continent. Which is our last town, actually, on the western side. We are still missing...
And we got fire.
Ooh, nice. Fire.
That's an expensive fire.
Ooh, 60 at Magic 3 is definitely not
It's
what
also
you
a
want to
fairy
see.
spell.
Oh! Fire link to fairy.
Do I mark this as fairy?
Yes, you do, because that does count as fairy. An expensive fairy, but a fairy might be more expensive. That's really not great, though, that it's as expensive as it is. Yeah, I still have no idea which one, if that's P3 or P6. And Simpol is having a think, I suppose? Okay, yeah.
From the look of things, he was marking his tracker.
Ah, makes sense. Canuck is now checking out the east a bit. Simpol is gonna continue in Saria, it looks like. But that is all of our towns in the west. We are still missing one palace, if I counted correctly. We saw Palace 4, we saw GP, and we are still missing one in the west.
Simple's going through Saria, because Saria is the only town with 2 entrances.
Indeed, and there's the Runia for Canuck, just by the entrance to Valley of Death, actually. Doesn't really want to go in Valley of Death right now, which is going to be relatively short today. The other end of Saria doesn't really look to have led to a whole lot of anywhere. It's...
I think the other end of Saria is completely river blocked.
It is! That's a fantastically bad connector without boots.
Unfortunately for... Oh, there's another one of our palaces.
Yep, and that
one
is P1.
P1. So technically, Canuck could clear that.
Yep. It's interesting to go back to the west, though. We'll see what this turns out.
I say that, but that's provided he finds enough keys.
Yeah, because he hasn't found the ending key yet. Alright, Simpol has gotten back together here in Saria. That was funny that the other exit was just 100% wrap boots locked. And hey, Simpol's found Death Mountain. Has no hammer yet, though, unfortunately, so can only go get so far in here.
Simple's giving us being our tour guide to Death Mountain today.
Yes, he is. He's gonna try and explore all these places. There is both a hammer cave and a spectacle rock around here somewhere.
I think I saw Spectacle Rock down in the lower chunk.
And, well, he has to explore to try and find Hammer Cave, which... Death Mountain is looking... It doesn't really want to take too many of these pass-throughs. Canuck has now found... the pass-through that Simpol took a very long time ago. Well, not a very long time, but kind of relative. But that Canuck has now found the pass-through that Simpol found so early. It is now going to explore the southern half of the continent. As far as I can tell, I think the two sections are completely separate, as Simpol has found Hammer Cave. This is one of the only caves I can recognize. The little pillar thingies are kind of distinctive.
They really are, aren't they? And it looks like the small enemy group has keys in its drop pool.
That is nice to have. Alright, so Canuck is going to be doing what Simpol did already. We'll see if we manage to find that last palace on the western continent. I don't believe we've seen it yet. We've seen GP, we've seen P4, but we have not seen the third.
Simpol gets attack 3.
Nice to have. 332 is not too bad for levels, 12 minutes in.
Nice 70 from the Blue Gorilla.
That is nice. Alright, maybe I can actually get some sense of how the southern half of the continent's map looks like.
That bit was very acrobatic and made a jump across the pillars.
Yes, indeed. Very kind of odd-looking little valley here of sorts for Canuck. Oh, there's another Death Mountain entrance. Looks like. Yep, yeah, that's more DM. Alright, what's in Hammer Cave? Just a pea bag, unfortunately.
A tiny pea bag.
Whoa,
that just feels bad.
Especially bad considering Canuck just picked up a 200-point pea bag. Just off a regular enemy. That is not worth it. Feels bad.
But Simple should be checking out the upper
Half of
part
the
of the
continent.
continent.
So these two are basically just swapping places now. Simple should hopefully find his raft. Canuck is gonna be about to be very disappointed by a 50-point P-bag. Making a death as well, as Simple finds the magic container in Stonehenge. So it is tile so named because it looks like Stonehenge. And
Yes,
the one-up tile.
it looks like he might. I do believe he is playing on console.
Yes, he is, considering... So, viewers can't see this, but we do have all of their personal streams up, including trackers, so we can help remember if we accidentally missed something somewhere. And, since we are also doing double-duty tracking between us, if we remember to mark it. And, well, we can see both trackers and also Simple has some camera on, so we can see that he is playing this on a very old... monitor of some sort. TV?
It's
I'm
an old
too young.
CRT TV.
The graphic quality is very good considering, though, as just said. Should be gonna mark the raft now. Both me and him are marking the raft. Yeah, capture quality is quite good considering he's capturing on a very old TV. It's of the kind where it's really deep. It's not a flat monitor like we're used to. It's actually like a foot deep or something.
So, shoutouts to Canuck for actually using Thunder outside of the Thunderbird battle with this kind of magic.
Yeah, I mean, Magic 2, it is a quicker way to clear out the tile. Attack 3 is not great.
See, somebody knows what we're talking about, because we don't.
Yeah, thank you, Cloudy Shoe. I'm also a little too young to remember the kind of TV that Simple is using, in all honesty. There's either P2 or P5, actually, for Simple.
I think with the drop, it has to be P5, doesn't it?
I think it's P5 that drops, but I also could be completely wrong. But that is our last of our Western palaces, I do believe, because we saw P4 already. We saw PGP.
We have seen every palace's location with the exception of where Maze Island is.
Well, let me write down. We'll figure out if this is P2 or P5. Okay, Simple is marked as P2.
If he's marked as P2, we'll believe it.
Yeah, okay, this little room here is a P2 room.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a P2.
Yeah. Okay, so,
These attack levels amounts are making me cry. To get attack 4, you need 1200.
ouch. Yeah, that's kind of rude today. Canuck has now found Rudo, which, I don't recall what spell was here offhand.
We don't know.
As it is available to them. I am not sure why Simple didn't get it earlier, actually.
They don't have the trophy.
Oh, right. I'm reading my own notes wrong. Whoops. P5. I can never remember between P2 and P5 which one drops, which one has a statue drop. Okay, yeah. Alright, Simple is gonna get the item here out of P2, which, there is, okay, that's P4. I forgot to write down the color earlier.
I believe this has Simple found the item room?
This is the
Simple's
item
found the
room.
item room.
Yes, that is the item room here in P2.
If you can get past the 2 dark nuts.
Yeah, that would help. This is in logic with the fairy spell that he got out of Saria. Well, fire.
The fiery spell.
Yeah, the fire link to fairy does make this available.
This is not the item room. This is the item room.
Well, it's on the way to the item room, technically. I know the ending key is in the east somewhere. We haven't seen it yet. Canuck tried looking for it for a bit, but gave up after a little bit. And now, womp womp, just a heart container. It's gonna pick it up because you're right there. There's no point in not doing so. For Simpol here. But Simpol can complete this Palace 2 here. No point in not doing so right now.
He might not be able to, because it depends on if there's a glove block.
Ah, fair point. And okay, there's Canuck finding a heart container, magic container here in one of the item caves. Okay.
I believe it's the same one that Simpol found earlier.
Looks like it. They are both up to 6 bars of magic. They should be the same. One of them was in Stonehenge, the other was here, if I recall correctly. But Canuck is exploring the southern half of the continent, and Simpol is continuing to explore P2, this time aiming to find Helmet Head. Oh, and actually, this is the outer edge of the island, the other side of the river from the island that is the other half of Saria, which is completely useless as a passage today. Sometimes it could be nice if you find Bagu, but today, nope. It was such luck. Oh, and there is a glove block for Simpol.
There's a glove block.
Simpol is designed to get it out of there. That is likely to be blocking with the Helmet Head, so...
This is a really mean encounter.
Yep, and that's unfortunately game over for Canuck. Is back to start. Simpol picking up a 200-point P-back here.
And Canuck is now going into P2.
Yes, indeed. Simpol is about to find GP and Rauru here, if I recall correctly, which are conveniently right next to each other.
I love that the town that gives you thunder is right next to the palace you need thunder.
I know, right? That was actually, wasn't thinking about that earlier, but it is really dang funny.
And I think Canuck is about to find the glove block.
I do believe so. And yep, there's Rauru for Simpol. It's gonna probably get a bit of a chuckle out of the fact that Thunder is right next to GP. Thanks, game.
Or he will shortly.
Yep. Alright, they're just retracing each other's steps right now. Simpol is about to pick up Thunder. Canuck is checking out P2. We know he's going to find at most a magic container and... yeah, magic container and not much else really here.
Heart container, isn't it?
Oh, heart container, whoops. Yeah, heart container and not much else here other than a glove block. Okay, yep, he is about to find that magic container right now. Fire is down to 43 at Magic 4. That is... Can cast it, that is twice here now. Has 6 bars of magic, so 96 MP. Magic points, so can cast fire twice, which is nice in case he needs a fairy more than once in a dungeon, or trying to get through, say, the Valley of Death with fairy feet.
Super convenient timing to get a magic level after casting Thunder.
Yes, it is. 344 now for Canuck. Is low on health, but if he can make it past the Iron Knuckles here, well... Oh, nope! Commentator's Curse would have been able to get a heart container, but I don't know if it's even worth getting it at this point. And going for, which makes sense. 4 bars of magic is kind of annoying. Especially with somewhat low attack levels. It's just going to use Thunder and be done with it. I don't blame him.
He is going to wait around and find out what our Dripper enemy is today. I don't know what that enemy's called.
I don't either. Is dropping 100-point P-Bag after being O-code, so that's actually not a terrible spot to grind.
They're dropping 100 experience apiece, and they dripper, and they die at one hit, attack 3. This is beautiful if you want to grind something. However, most of these runners are going to be good enough that they probably won't need it.
Yeah, but that is a nice spot if they need it, is the dripper enemy is one-shotted at attack 3, which I do believe they both have, and drops 100 points. Not the most, but considering it's a one-shot hit, that's not bad in the slightest. Oh, dripper honestly only have 1 HP? Okay, whoopsies, that's me not knowing Ghost. That is not a spicy chicken, I don't think.
I didn't know that about this randomizer. That's good to know.
Yeah, it is. Zeke and I are both newer to Zelda 2 Rando. We only recently just started commenting this week, actually.
And Canuck finds that he is glove blocked.
Yep, that is a dead end, and Canuck is out. And okay, that P2 was the eastern end of that bridge near start. I was trying to figure out what that was because I forgot to. I missed it earlier.
Oh,
hammer for Simpoldood. No clue where this cave was, but Canuck hasn't found it yet.
That would be. It looks like it's the Water of Life cave based on where he's tracking.
Yeah.
And do we have a mod on hand?
Trez, maybe? Also, Canuck is back to the east and is gonna go explore this palace and that is Medicine Cave, yeah. Alright, thank you. We did get the boss sorted by a mod.
Thank you.
Whoever sorted it out, thank you.
Alright. And which palace did he go in? This is the first one from the east?
Yep, this is the first one on the east. I am not sure which one this is. It is either P3 or P6, kind of greenish-blue here.
Okay, it's either P3 or P6.
Yes, it is. Little scrolls at the top of it.
If you want to get through it, it's usually going to suck, because Rebenak sucks without Dance Stab in my experience.
It does. Unfortunately, Canuck has not managed to find Fairy yet. We also forgot to mark the hammer for Simpoldood Wipsies, who is back in Lido now.
I think this is his first trip to Mido.
Oh, is this right? Yeah.
And he's about to get down stab.
Yes, he is. This is looking more likely to be P6 than P3, I think.
And I think he just got glove blocked again.
Yes, indeed. Okay, no, it's P3. Okay, P3. Okay. Alright, so P3. Oh yeah, that last room that Canuck went to, which is hard glove blocked, I might know. Now I think about it a bit more, is a P3 room. It's going to continue exploring further here. Okay, we are apparently... So we are in the southern half of the eastern continent, it looks like here. That's the southern shore.
And this is Item Cave.
Yes, it is. Canuck is going to check it out here. Yeah, okay, I figured, that one room where, you have, like, 3 different levels with blocks, with distinct glove blocks. The last room that Canuck found in P3 is a telltale sign.
Good to know.
Yeah. After finding a Rebenak pretty early are two of the easier methods to tell those two palaces apart. Because the only Rebenak you're finding in P3 is the boss. Oh, there's the key for Canuck.
I don't know if it's supposed to be called the magical key, but it's the any key in my head.
I can't keep it straight either, I'll be honest. I think it might be the magical key in Zelda 2 Rando.
I will just call it the any key because I came from Z1.
That is fair. And that does put all the palaces now in logic. Speaking of, Canuck is now going to head back to the west and probably try and clear out a palace or two. Yeah, we have seen every palace now, as you mentioned, other than Maze Island. We know, and we are missing P5 and P6. Really,
so one of them is in Valley of Death, and one of them is in Maze?
Maze Island. Maze Island. Nice thing to note, that means we don't have a three-eyed rock today.
Hallelujah?
No flute required for that. Doesn't mean flute can't be required to pass the River Devil to access the northern half of the eastern continent, because we haven't seen him yet. But at least the three-eyed rock doesn't exist. That has come up in both of the previous races I've commentated this week, as, oh, there's the boots for Simpoldood.
There's the boots, and...
Hammerlocked.
Hammerlocked. That's fantastic. On a side note, he can now get out of Bacchasaria.
Yeah, he can.
Where was that cave?
Hammerlocked cave? Not entirely sure. I can't remember where the hammer was offhand either.
The hammer was in the Water of Life cave.
But where was that is the bigger question.
Beats me.
Sorry, chat.
On the western side.
Yeah, it's on the west.
For one, it's hard to keep track of where anything is in this. It's hard to keep track of where anything is specifically on these continents, because we only get to see so much of it at a time.
Indeed. It looked like that hammer-blocked cave was kind of in the southeast, at least, of the western continent.
Anything that involves two red dyers and bubbles is an awful encounter.
Hmm. Alright,
If only
so
because
Canuck is going to...
tremendous.
Yeah. It's kind of it's just to the east of this little valley of sorts there, which is half tile and half forest and half road. Kind of funny looking. Sorry for Canuck. Simple is going to redig Death Mountain, this time trying to get back to Spectral Rock to see what the item is there. Which will be his last item on the Western Continent. He will have full clear the Western Continent of overworld items by the end of this, it looks like, according to his personal tracker. Canuck is going to find fire linked to fairy here in a sec.
However, he won't know that until he gets some magic.
Yeah, because he is only his one magic bar. And fairy is not castable right now. With one magic bar. Well, fire isn't castable at 43. Hammer was... Okay, see Spectral Rock now for Simpol, who needs to not go in that cave.
Hammer was in the Water of Life cave, and I don't know where that was. There's our glove.
Nope.
Hammer blocked.
Yep. Alright, marking that for him. Kanuka is going to go check out P4 now, actually. It doesn't have Reflect, unfortunately, so is going to cannot beat Karok right now, but can at least see if he can get the item out of here.
On a side note, I like that nice purple color.
It's a little bright for my personal taste. Oh, one of the ways to distinguish P4 is the Wizards, by the way, from P1. If you couldn't tell by the MOA in the entrance.
I think I'd be more likely to notice the MOA.
Yeah, that will be somehow missed that.
There's
Wizards.
Oh,
so okay.
Right back around.
Very fast Karok. At least Kanuka knows where it is. Knows where Karok is whenever he gets back here with Reflect. Now the problem is she doesn't have Reflect. Also, Karok is Canuck is going to have to remember where Karok is. Words. Whenever he gets back here. Then Paul is deciding to not even bother with P4 right now.
Given he doesn't have Reflect, I don't really blame him. The only way I could see us being silly is if we end up with reflect blocked by the item in 4.
Which would be trophy or medicine or child right now. Simpol is back in Rudo. Just gonna get a heal here.
All these dead ends in P4.
Yeah, plenty of dead ends. Yeah, also, if anyone was wondering why the palaces look to be of P4 look to be of slightly different shades of purple, that's just attack differences. Usually, palaces will end up looking like slightly different colors for different runners because of just, personal tech settings and what equipment they have. I usually write down on my notes sheet what color the palaces are to make it easy to distinguish which one we're looking at. In this case, I think P4 is the only purple one we've seen today so far.
So, as a reminder, we know that Canuck has fairy access.
He doesn't. Still doesn't have enough magic for it. Does have the ending key, so this isn't logic for him anyway, but... And taking a death here. Ouch. Does have enough magic to test fire out. Nope, using thunder instead, so definitely doesn't have enough magic now, as Simpol heads back into P2 now with a glove, can finish it and kill Helmet Head. Will be the first of our runners to deposit a gem here in a few minutes. Not been the nicest of seeds, getting a bit glove blocked, the hammer wasn't the easiest to find.
The enemies just knocked Simpol into the lava.
Yep.
And just a
just a pea bag in P4. Right.
21 magic on fire for magic 5.
That's not bad at all. That's quite affordable, actually. Just over 1 magic bar. Somehow I can now get past the glove block in P2 here. We've already seen the item. He's just looking for Helmet Head at this point.
So he's looking for a way to go the other way.
Yes. The general rule of thumb in Z2R for finding a boss is always head to the right whenever possible. Some items are to the right, some items are to the left. That depends on the palace, but all the bosses are always to the right. Yeah, sometimes they'll have to go left in order to go down in order to go right, but, because
That Thunderstone is coming in handy for, Canuck.
Yeah. Canuck is making very good use of Thunder today, being just, because they found so many magic jars early, it is castable for them, and actually usable in combat. Alright, Simpol has found his way to a spot where he can head right again, is going to do exactly that. Because, yes, dungeon palace maps are also randomized in Z2R. Everything map-related is randomized, really. And I think this is the right path to Helmet Head now, it looks like, this particular room.
Could be.
Could be, at least. I may or may not be mixing up seeds as well. Canuck up and Aing is back to the northern half of the western continent, and is going to go check. Okay, cannot do anything in P2 right now. He knows it. We know that Canuck needs to find his hammer out of wherever that was, and then find his glove after that.
Simple, just got a dead end.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. So I got lost. So back to the time to go back in the other direction. These two rooms in sequence were the way to Helmet Head in an earlier race this week that I commentated, which is why I'm getting confused. Oopsies. Nope, time to head back to the left and head on down now here.
I believe that this is the Hammer Cave.
The cave with the hammer, you mean?
Yes.
Okay, that's good for Canuck. So, So should hopefully start catching up on items. Should know that he needs to check out the Hammerlock Caves, which will get him both his glove and his boots. As Simpoldood clears off Helmet Head. Will be the first of the runners to deposit a gem here at the just under 30 minutes. I am remembering to track this.
And will likely take... Now, if I was gonna say, he'll likely take the life here. Because I don't know if he would... Yep, there's the up and A.
Yep. Right. Yeah, so Simpoldood is up on items, but has not gone to the east yet. Whereas Canuck has explored the east a fair bit, but is behind on items and technically on P2. But Helmet Head isn't the worst, and shouldn't be too bad to get back to. The Canuck's already been in P2 and knows at least how to get to the glove block. On the other hand, Canuck is... Oh no. Canuck is heading back east without glove or boots.
Did he find the... Which leads me to the question, did he find somewhere That leads me to the question, did he find a forest tile that he could not access? Because that could be a sign of new Kazuto.
Kazuto, yeah. Simple is good back to, Actually, I think he might have finally gone east, because I do believe this is P3.
That is, in fact, P3.
Okay, and Canuck is going to be the first of our runners to have a look at Valley of Death. Still has no idea he is Fairy. Which feels bad. Let's get the encounters here to skip that bit in the Valley of Death.
Just get another Valley of Death. Ew.
Yeah, this Valley of Death is being kind of rude. So that requires Fairy there to get across, technically. He has it now that he knows it, but if you get it a regular encounter at the same point as when you get that encounter, the regular encounter overrides, so you can get through. Well, if you did fight to the enemies, that would help. Simpol has now found Arunia, and there's yet another one of those for Canuck. Jeez, this Valley of Death is rude. 3
of them in a row?
It's a short Valley of Death, but it's being rude to them. Well, you're going to find out... Go ahead, sorry.
Simple's probably going to pick up Upstab and possibly talk to the lady with the hint on where the the kid is.
Yeah. Also, okay, that is P5 in Valley of Death, which means our P6 is in Maze Island. Kind of reddish-brown P5 here.
And Simple picks up the Upstab technique.
Indeed.
I did not see a hint for... I did not see if he checked the hint for...
The child. I did not either.
Zero Wing's right. This is a very rust-colored P5.
Yeah, this is indeed very rusty. Simple is now doing the Eastern Continent exploration that's conducted earlier. We know there's not a whole lot of anything, in all honesty, here.
Showing off why he plays Z2 with this flawless combat.
Mm-hmm. Z2 being a very combat-heavy game.
If I remember right, isn't Simple one of the top people for Z2 speedrunning, vanilla?
I can't remember offhand. He has, however, found old Kazuto here.
spell.
Yeah, that's nice to have. Not required. Fairy does everything Chump does.
Okay, yeah. Apparently, Simple holds like the vanilla world records, all of them.
Okay. I'm not the most familiar with speedrunning. I'm more familiar with the random side of things, so pardon me for being ignorant on that front. And that is Old Kasuto, which had jump for Simple. Takes a death to the invisible enemies in here, though. You need a cross, technically, to see those. That is south of a lake. I don't think, actually, Canuck had found Old Kasuto yet, actually, so that's new for us. Which means we are still missing Naburu and New Kasuto, if I'm reading my notes correctly.
That is correct.
Although here...
Naburu.
Yep, there's Naburu.
So, New Kasuto can be found in a forest.
For some reason, Zelda 2 thinks that hammering a forest tile makes sense.
Here's Guma.
Indeed. Yeah, for some reason, in the vanilla Zelda 2 game, you are required to hammer a forest tile, as illogical as that sounds, to... in order to get in, Oh, there's Fairy, the actual one, which has the same cost as Fire! You're into Naburu. Not that useful.
This Guma takes so much. Will take so many hits on attack 3.
Oh my god, attack 3 Guma feels terrible for Canuck. This is just ouch. Simple is just doing the burr right now.
And 3 hearts of damage on that mace.
Yeah. And there's another death. Canuck is making any kind of dent. Like, none at all on Guma, even after 3 or 4 hits.
Here's the thing with health in Z2R for those who don't know. Bosses can roll up to 4 additional health bars. They can also roll 4 fewer. So if you've seen a boss in one of these runs that has, say, 5 health bars filled, that means they rolled low on health.
And Guma may have rolled high in health, is also being very resistant to attack 3 here. Canuck is getting in hits, but he only just knocked 1 life bar off. It's going to take... High CD improv. Yeah, it's gonna take a while, to say the least here. I would have probably left and gone and ground up some experience before trying to grind this. Unfortunately, the other thing is attack levels are really expensive this seed.
And there's our cross in the other item cave in the east.
Yep. Somewhere near Naburu and New Kasuto, I think. I don't think he got very far from those 2 towns, at least. But yeah, attack levels are kind of expensive today. I'm not sure how much attack 4 costs, but I don't think it's 1,200 at any rate. Oh!
I like that side-by-side death there.
Canuck taking a game over, unfortunately, to Guma. Has to walk all the way back through. Loses all the the experience points he had too, and is back to square zero here. Oh, actually, I see another town there for Simple. I'm not sure if that's one you've seen yet.
I think that's Darunia. Maybe?
Okay. I'm
lost.
So am I, so... We're lost together!
I think every left path that could have the item in this dungeon is glove blocked.
Oh my god, I think it might be. Also, we have seen both the northern and southern coasts of the eastern continent. There's a waterfall for Simpol. I don't think we've seen River Devil yet, and I don't know if he's event. And I don't. Well, we haven't seen Maze Island either, so that's a question right now: is how useful is the River Devil?
Where is Maze Island today?
It's on the eastern coast somewhere. Ooh, there's the medicine for Simpol. Kind of in the northeastern part of the eastern continent.
Does it not? What palace is he in?
Canuck is in. Oh, P1 doesn't have glove box. Okay, I might be lost. And P5 is in P5. I can tell you that much. If he is, because remember he got kind of trolled by encounters in Valley of Death and got here.
Because But I think that every possible left path he could go is blocked by glove block. Unless I've missed a left turn somewhere he can take.
Might be. There's Guma again, though, at any rate. I think immediately used Thunder there. That doesn't seem to have... Or used some kind of... Okay. Thank you for clarifying. So we just missed a left turn somewhere. Sorry, guys. We're both kind of new to Z2R. I know
I don't know Palace 5 very well. Palace 5 is where most of my runs in Z2 end.
Yeah. Alright, but Canuck is back at it with Guma. This is one long fight on attack 3 today. Canuck is losing several minutes this right now. Has actually got 2 bars down now for Guma. Unfortunately, has 6 more to go. Is taking another death. There's Maze Island. That might be boots locked actually for Simpol. I don't remember. I don't think we've seen the southern end of this bit of land yet.
I imagine that part of why.
Okay. That is
sorry.
Okay, that is I think that's P1 there. So yeah, that's P1. So Maze Island is north of P1.
And Canuck is leaving out the Valley of Death.
I don't blame him. And Guma is
spell.
Nope, still has no idea fire is linked to fairy. This feels bad. Because fairy is quite affordable. We know he's willing to use magic considering how much he's used thunder this seed, but he has not bothered with this. P1 now for Simpol. This is a slightly lighter shade of brown, I think. Then P4, then P5, so they're both brownish. They're pretty similar today.
I'd maybe call this an olive.
It's olive for Simpol. I've noticed that Simpol's colors do look a little different from Canuck's just due to, technical differences. I'm actually not sure. I can't recall what color P1 is for Simpol offhand. Not Simpol, Canuck offhand.
The 3 encounters right next to each other is absolutely awful.
Yeah, but that is Maze Island. Why did I write down that Maze Island is northeast of Maze Island on my notes slow?
And here's Horsehead.
Yeah, that is a very fast Horsehead.
And there's Horsehead.
Yep, it's Horsehead after all. P4, attack 4 is plenty enough for Horsehead. I'm gonna get about 600 points out of this boss, so it isn't too bad. Unfortunately for Canuck, he's losing quite a... Really desperately needs to get back to the western continent to find that glove and those boots right now. And, he isn't. We know that Maze Island is hard boots luck today. Now, the one thing we're really looking for at this point, now that we have finally seen Maze Island, is Reflect.
And we know a few things. We know it's going to either be... It is going to be blocked by an item, no matter what. Whether that is hammer blocked because of New Kazuto, or blocked by one of the 3 spell items, we don't know.
Yes, and we do have one of the 3 spell items. Simpol found the medicine in the water tile in the northeastern part of the eastern continent. Mido is right next to the western raft tile, so actually isn't too bad to get to, if I remember correctly. I think this is where the river tunnel is, by the way, by Maze Island. Not particularly handy today. Unless we have to go to New Kazuto for it. Reflecting that somehow river double blocked.
What is with all the linear paths in these Maze Islands lately?
I don't know. That is quite possibly a boots locked Maze Island too.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that encountered in like the last tile in a dead end?
Yes. Thanks, game. There's, by the way, P1 down for set down for Canuck will finally be completing a...
Fairy is cheaper than Fairy.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. There's the palace, at least, in Maze Island. That's P6, as we thought. A very dark brown today. Why are 3 of our palaces brown?
And I would actually call that the one P1 an olive color.
Okay, that's more of an olive, yet greenish yellow. So, I don't know why. I wrote that down as kind of as brownish earlier, but that might have been me mixing it now. Yeah, that's more like olive. So yeah, so I've got a dark brown P6 and a lighter brown, kind of rusty P5 today. Alright, Canuck is, having picked up his, finally deposited his first drum at the 54-minute mark, which feels bad. Some 20 minutes after Simpol. Well, not quite 15 minutes,
And he still hasn't cast fire, has he?
Nope!
Goodbye, Iron Knuckle.
I mean, it's a smart idea to use Thunder, but it's really hurting him that he still doesn't know! Still has no idea that fire is linked to fairy. I mean, so far isn't the biggest. This would have been a really nice, especially in Valley Deathware, if he knows how to fairy feed those encounters, would have made it quite a bit easier. Fairy feeding, for those who don't know, is if you, in this case, fairy feeding right is so if you go into the encounter, which is fairy locked, press right just as you go to the transition on the left side of the screen. It'll wrap you around instead.
With this tile set in P6, it looks like P6 is made of chocolate.
It does, actually. Very chocolatey P6. The color is right, the tile set is right, yeah.
The question is the reward at the end of this dungeon as sweet? I'm not sorry for the stroke. Look, it's the world's worst room in Zelda 2.
Oh my god, this room is pretty bad, yeah. Canuck is probably kind of tilted. 54-minute first gem cannot feel good. And unfortunately for him, he's still missing glove and boots, which could hurt it really badly at this point. Well, and not to mention it isn't helping that he still doesn't know about the fairy fire link.
What is this room? I'm not sure I've seen that room before.
Maybe because it normally only has a key or a P bag or something that you don't see in Zelda 2. Randomizer Simple may or may not have gotten a bit lost.
It probably has a key normally, and you might notice he doesn't have the any key.
No, he doesn't actually. Never found the any key.
All that digging in P1
was just actually completely missed the item in it.
art container.
Oh, feels bad. Okay, it's normally a P bag, apparently. A room that was Simpol was in art. Canuck is still on the east, is unfortunately going everywhere but where he needs to go. Any key was in the east somewhere. I don't know where the cave was, but it is in the east.
Do you like falling down endless numbers of pits? Palace 6 might be for you.
Yeah. This is P6 here for Simple. Plenty of holes. Has found one of the mini-boss Rebanaks, though. P6 is also very long.
I mean, it is the penultimate palace in the vanilla game, so it kind of deserves to be long.
It is. Actually, Canuck is in the area of the any key. That's where this was.
And Barba.
Yeah, hey, Barba could not just be on that Rebanek. So the any key was right where Canuck was on the southern shore there, kind of down by the river, is where the any key was, looking at my notes.
Oof. Takes a death there, attempting to set up a jump hammer there.
Yeah.
There's a name for it. I don't know what it is.
Pogoing, maybe? With the downstep, we can actually pogo stick him, kind of. It actually isn't doing too bad otherwise, though. Burma being a whole lot less hardy than Guma was also helps it examples on attack 5, where Kanuko's trying and mostly failing, to be honest, to do Guma on attack 3.
Here's the good news. He's right Canuck's right next to Nawaru.
Yes, indeed.
Which means he'll finally get access to Fairy. In his mind.
Yeah! It'd be very annoyed if he discovers that Fairy is linked to fire.
So we just need Reflect, and we don't know where it is.
Nope, we still don't. We need one of three things: the medicine, the child, or the trophy. We know the trophy is somewhere in the east, so the child is, I think, in a palace somewhere at this point.
Or we need to find New Kasuto.
Or we need to find New Kasuto. One of those three things. We do know where medicine is. Medicine was... Let me go read my own notes. In a water tile in the northeastern part of the eastern continent. Simpol is out of P6 at the moment. Having completed it. Going to mark that. So, what was I going to say? We know where medicine was in the water tower, which is the northeastern part of the eastern continent. There's the flute for Simpol. Yeah, so medicine is the northeastern part of the eastern continent, the water tile, which is boots locked. Canuck is on the west now, hopefully going to find boots soon. And Mido is right next to the western raft tile to turn that in. So that'll be a quick spell whenever Simpol gets around to it. Next time he takes a raft, he's going to get there.
Now, the thing is, provided... when he finds the kid, he'll be able to get the spell from over here, and then if it's one of the 2 spell items, he just has to go to the west. So he'll probably do P3 and P5 before going back to the west.
Yeah. Already done 2 and 6. Yeah, 1, 2, and 6. So yeah, 1 and 6 are both on the west, so it just needs to do 3 and 5 left. There's the other item in Mace Island. It's just a heart magic star. He's gonna pick it up, I think. Just marking it on his personal tracker right now. No point in not picking it up. Nook is finally going to get Fairy in his mind. Womp womp. Well, it's gonna get upstab here, actually. Actually... Oh wait, no, that's down. Yeah, that. Oh, that's. Yeah,
that's
I'm
down
lost.
step. He got Fairy already.
Yep, I got lost. Mixed up which town he was in. And oh no, Canuck still hasn't dug out his glove and boots.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, at this point it's seriously costing Canuck the race. At one point he was ahead on progression at least, whereas Simpol had gotten the items, but at this point that glove especially is making it impossible for Canuck to complete some palaces, and a low attack level isn't helping either.
Simpol is taking a lava bath.
Yes, he is. Unfortunately, yeah, Canuck is just not having a great time. Missing that glove and hammer, which we know, glove and boots, which we know to be on the west, is just not helping Canuck. Is back in Darunia, is gonna get upstab, but that's about it right now.
We have New Kazuto.
Oh, yes, we do. Not sure where that was, actually, for Simpol. Alright, we're gonna see what spell is here. Well, there's an item for starters. Another magic jar.
The last magic jar.
Yep. It's also up to 655, so that's nice. Upstab for Canuck.
Unfortunately, you can't get the other item here unless we have a vanilla spell.
Yeah.
I've always wondered why they have a spell named Spell.
Not sure. I mean, this is still back in the early days of Zelda, where translations were wonky, and they didn't always have the greatest translations. And that is Shield, I believe.
That is, in fact, Shield.
An extremely cheap shield at that. 9 points!
And Canuck sails back west.
Okay, please find your glove and hit boots. Just, I mean, he's already really far behind, but at least he would start being able to catch up if he found the glove and boots. So glove is in Spectacle Rock. Boots are hammer locked as well, somewhere in the southeast. If I wrote my note,
So now we're on the hunt for Reflect.
Oh, we are.
Which means we're probably on the hunt for the trophy and/or the child.
Yeah. The odds are that Reflect is behind a spell item at this point.
I think the odds are pretty much guaranteed at that point.
I think so, because let's see, we've gotten this. We've gotten the spells out of Rauru, Saria, because let's see, Rauru had Thunder, Saria had Fire, Link to Fairy. We haven't seen the Mido spell yet. Naburu had Fairy. We don't have the child for Darunio. And Old Kasudu had Jump, and New Kasudu had the spell. So yeah, we can confirm that Reflect is an item locked. Now, which item is the big question right now?
I think we've got a boots find.
Yes, Canuck finally finding the boots. Oh my god.
Never mind.
I think no, yeah. Oh, but is gonna find it here. Right now, finally finding those glove. Actually, is what he's finding. Thank you. Yeah, our 9-minute glove it does not feel good, especially because you know you could have had that a really long time ago. Is gonna go clear out P. Gonna immediately go and clear out P2 here.
Given it's right north of start and he had to up A out of Death Mountain, I like this decision.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's already gotten the item out of here. He needs to do this at some point. Might as well. He knows that he is likely behind, having taken so long to find those boots, that glove that he could have had a really long time ago. The hammer wasn't that incredibly hard to find. Now, my question is, when is Simpol going to check the spell in Mido? Because,
I mean, to be fair, he hasn't gone back west yet.
which is fair, but he could be in go mode right now if Reflect is linked to the Reflect is linked to the medicine. He's in go mode.
I don't think I would personally like the 33% chance of that, but
on the other hand, if it's the medicine, you're in go mode, and you can just go mode the palaces and skip exploration. If it's not the medicine, then you know you need to go dig out palaces, because digging out palaces can take a good bit.
I like this decision to go through Death Mountain first, though, or Valley of Death.
Yeah. Can clear out Palace 5 here now. Actually, hopeful is up to attack 6, so should actually be able to kill Guma.
Canuck came close, it's just that Mace really hurts.
It does. Attack 3 Guma is just yikes.
I mean, I understand wanting to do it to try and finish the dungeon, because, let's face it, it's in the Valley of Death. You don't want to come back here.
No, but there was also such a time sink too. Canuck spent minutes and minutes on Gooba and didn't get anywhere. Canuck is at finding the dead end in P2, it looks like, and is going to head back in the direction. Simpol has found Guma.
Simpol also has a shield.
Yes, he does. A very cheap shield. I believe it's all of 9 points, and I think he did cast it, so it's going to have a much easier time with Guma.
And there goes Guma.
Yep.
Rolled low on the experience, I believe, though. Only 300.
Yeah. That is his 4th gem, though, at an hour 12.
And Helmet Head.
Yep. Canuck going to finally deposit his 2nd gem here.
Simpol taking an up and A. P3 is not hard for him to get to if he is go mode. You can go check the Mido spell on his way.
Yeah. I would want to check out Mido at this point, because you want to know how much... Do you need to do any more digging, or can you just finish the seed?
Two of them basically just high-fived right there.
Yeah. And I do think Simpol is making his way back to Mido here now, yep. Canuck also heading back to Mido. Or back to the raft tile at any rate. They're right next to each other, which is convenient. Canuck still doesn't have boots!
But he has a glove, which means he could, in his mind, he could find the boots in a dungeon.
Yes, he could, especially because he did spend so long looking for those boots. Those net gloves. Alright, Simpol, checking out Mido. Is this Reflect?
This is a spell.
Nope, that's Spell in Mido. Now, does Nuka Pseudo have it? It is the next question. Because unfortunately, we know that, for Canuck at least, we know that Maze Island is boots locked today. I don't think we ever saw the Ripper Devil, but he's useless. And Paul is now going to explore the western continent. Is going to now explore a bit more, probably on his way back to P4, maybe.
But why would you go to P4?
Because this is... Maybe he wrote down the palaces wrong, because that's GP, not P4. Oh, sorry, what about P4?
We don't have Reflect.
That is a fair point. Not sure where he's going, then.
Unless he thinks maybe the item in P4 leads to Reflect?
That is a possibility. I don't believe he ever dug P4 out. I know, unfortunately, it's just the P-bag in there, but he doesn't know that.
But that's the only possibility I can think of, because he dug all 8 overworld spots, didn't he?
He has cleared out the entirety of the western continent, yes, according to his personal tracker. Speaking of personal trackers, the only Canuck is marked with all but one item on the all but one item location in the western continent, and unfortunately for Canuck, that one item has his that one item is his boots, which he needs to get to Maze Island. Can't remember if boots were required in Maze Island, but he does need them to get there.
I think the worst would be if P5 had the item needed.
Oh, yeah.
Because that would be another trip through Valley of Death, which would be hilarious.
It would. It would. P6 would just be even meaner for poor Canuck, because Canuck still can't get to P6. Bill doesn't have those gloves. Those boots, sorry. Oh, actually, Canuck actually found a way... Huh. I'm not sure how Canuck got here, but he actually managed to find a way to Maze Island. Never mind, without boots. Interesting. Although her boots locked, but I guess there was an alternative method of finding his way here. Interesting.
That is probably my favorite encounter on Maze Island.
Yeah, just way at the end of a dead end. Here's an encounter. How did he get here, though? Because I'm kind of sure that it was boots locked. It's actually...
A long path.
A very long path. Alright, so he could actually navigate near me, son. I thought it was boots locked just because I wasn't sure where the other end of that path led to, but apparently it was accessible wherever that was. Simpol stepped into P4, decided against going in to dig it out. We know it's just a P bag, because Canuck spent ages there. He has a long path of 2 encounters, boots is easy to get there. I figured it could not have been a finesse method. So, perhaps those boots won't kill Canuck. After all, considering the biggest problem for Canuck, potentially, since he did manage to find a workaround for the boots to get to Maze Island. Although he is taking a very long way around Maze Island due to not having boots. It's just a time sink, unfortunately. Now, if the spell... So, the medicine is boots locked on the water tile. If the spell is locked behind... If the spell locks... reflect in Nukasudo, Canuck is still screwed by that. He's still behind no matter what. Taking so long to find that glove did not help him at all. But having found a workaround for the boots does at least put him in a better position.
Simpol has been spending a lot of time in the West.
Should know, based on his personal tracker, that he's gotten every item out of the overworld here. I'm a little confused as to what he's doing. He interestingly also has both P3 and P4 marked as Western Continent palaces on his tracker, even though P3 is technically on the east, right next to the raft tile. Doesn't matter. Which makes me wonder, maybe that's why he's confused, as he's trying to figure out where P3 is, but it's right next. It's actually on the eastern continent, which I don't know. Simpol seems to be a bit lost, and Canuck is trying to catch up right now. At any rate,
seems that way.
At any rate, might as well, since we're currently in a bit of a dead spot. Shoutouts to our runners, Canuck and Simpol, and also to my co-com here, Zeke.
And to Star.
Indeed. Also to our restreamer Trez, who does all the work, who is the head of ZSR and does tons of work. Great guy, helps develop all our restream system and everything. Love Trez. Shoutouts to him as well.
Oh no, it could be a mismark.
It could be. He's marked. For whichever reason, he has P3 marked as a Western Continent Palace. Is he trying to find it again? Because unfortunately, it's actually on the east.
Barely.
Yeah, barely. Because the thing is, we know Simpol has seen P3. It's right next to the eastern raft tile. There's no way in heck he missed it. He's just apparently forgotten about it. Hi, Trails. What's been going on? Canuck took a really long time to find. It took a while to find Hammer, and then took even and then went on the west, and then took even longer to find a boots locked hammer glove in Spectacle Rock. Still hasn't found boots, actually, which were also hammerlocked in the west. Not technically required, but is making his Maze Island exploration a fair bit more difficult. Simpol, in the meantime, has...
He's finally going east to the power.
and is going to realize that he digs. So as far as we can tell, Simpol has been spending the last 5 or 10 minutes at least wandering around the western continent. He's already seen every single item cave and marked every single item cave on his tracker in the west. Just apparently was looking for Palace 3 or something, which he had marked as being a western palace. That's my best guess, at least as far as what he was doing. Finally decided that maybe he mismarked something after exploring every single inch of the western continent. And is now back on the east.
And in terms of what's going on in the game status, we're on a reflect hunt.
Yes, we are. We have seen all the spells we can currently get. We are missing medicine is boots locked, which is the biggest on the water tile in the eastern, which is like the northeastern part of the eastern continent, which Canuck doesn't have because he still doesn't have boots. Medicine like the spell, which may lead to reflect in North New Kasudo. Reflect could also just be locked by medicine or child or trophy. We know trophy is just sitting out there somewhere in the east, and there's the child for Simpol.
In 3.
E3.
I think it's the only one super easily accessible from here, too.
Yeah, let's see. Child is in Darunia, which is in the northwestern part of the eastern continent. Just by
I thought Darunia was just south of here.
Was it? I might have written it. Oh no, it's by the Valley's Death entrance. Mixed up that in Old Kasudo. Whoopsies. Yeah, we know that Trails. Apparently Simpol forgot or something, because he thought P3 was on the west, as far as we can tell. Explored every inch of the continent looking for it. And I do mean every single inch.
I also believe that there's one place left that we have the trophy. And that would be the desert tile.
I think so at this point, yeah. In case you're wondering where the any key was, Simpol has forgotten it. It's on the southern coast of the eastern continent. Yep, that is a dead end. Trails, you saw that earlier from Simpol. We've seen the Spell Tower is... Oh yeah, Spell Tower, we haven't seen that yet.
Oh, right, the Spell Tower. I forget the Spell Tower's a thing.
So do I.
Even though we're just talking about how Spell could be blocking something.
Yeah, actually, oh wait, so it's an item that's like behind the spell. So yeah, if the trophy is locking the so the thing is, a trophy we saw a hint a really long while back. The trophy was in the east. I don't know if that can include New Kasudo offhand. But those are the only two item locations I have left: is Desert Tile and New Kasudo Spell Tower. For that trophy, which may or may not be required. It could just be the child. But if it is the trophy in the Spell Tower, locking Reflect, that would just be rude.
And here's Rebenak.
Yep.
Who at this point in the game we know is going to just be a kind of a joke of a boss.
Yep. 656 is plenty of levels for Simpol.
About to be 666.
I'd imagine so, yeah. Canuck still on 456 has unfortunately had quite a few combat problems. It's decided to make extensive use of a fairly affordable Thunder as a seed, due to having very low attack levels. Got extremely trolled by Guma early.
The levels of the beast. I like it.
Alright, now Simpol is gonna probably go turn in the child at this point, I'd imagine, which I also apparently forgot to mark. Whoopsies. We don't have dedicated trackers, so Z are also doing that, and that slipped my mind. Alright. I do. Yep, there's the ring for Simpol. Is this it?
Hey, we found the other Rebenek in here, which means I think this is the item.
Huh. Actually, we don't think we saw the item in here either. Although we know it can't be the trophy. Nope, trophy can't be here. And we have seen boots and cross, so this is like a pea bag or heart container, probably. Oh, there's life! Oh no! Well, poor Simpol just staring at that spell list, realizing he needs to go find that trophy. Trail's trophy is either New Kasuto Spell Tower or Desert Tile, wherever that is. It's in the east. We've seen both items in Death Mountain. It was a pea bag and the glove.
The trophy's in the east.
It's in the east. It's funny, because actually on his personal tracker, Simpol has marked the desert tile, but not the water tile. We know the medicine was in the water tile, not the desert tile.
In that case, does it really matter?
And not especially
track.
But does he remember he's looking for a desert tile and not a water tile is the next question. Because if it's the desert tile that has the trophy, we haven't seen that yet, by the way.
We saw a desert tile with a pea bag. I don't know if that could have been it.
Oh, desert tile with a pea bag? Huh, missed that earlier then, so it would have to be a spell tower in that case. Well, in which case, yes. Simpol still doesn't know it has to be this spell tower, because he hasn't found the any key yet, which is down here and to the left. He needs to not go to the right, though.
It wasn't okay. Oh, a stone pedestal? Okay, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
Yeah, we both are, so sorry if we sound a little bit stupid on comms. I know, I'm very new to Z2R comms and Zekas as well.
Now, the real question is, where is... Why can't it be easier to find Reflect today?
No idea. They're going to Simpol. Oh, okay. That's that's actually a new part of the map. Actually, I don't think no one ever bothered going up north past the eastern raft tile. Thanks, Trails.
Is this it?
Nope. Just the Hurricane.
Okay.
Okay, it's the spell tower. Which to know is boots locked because medicine was on water tile and medicine locked spell.
This seed's amazing.
Oh man.
Now we just have to see how long it takes to return to
New Kasuto. Well, Simpol still doesn't know it's New Kasuto. He hasn't found the any key yet. He was near it earlier. It's to the south here, kind of in the south middle portion of the eastern continent, but Simpol never went there. No, you're good, Zero Wing. Okay, Simpol is heading back up north. Nukasudo, I think, was up here somewhere. While trying to find his, still thinking about that item cave, though, which unfortunately is not here. We know it's the ending key, but he doesn't know that, and doesn't know where it is.
I don't think it was Hammerblock's Day Trails.
It's not Hammerblock. I don't think it was Hammerblock, but I also kind of missed Nukasudo earlier. There's a water tile in question, by the way, that had the medicine for Simpol way back when.
Shout out to the whiz ropes that can just float on nothing.
And Nukasudo, I think, should be up here somewhere. I kind of forgot where it was, in all honesty. Kanuka's trying to get back to Guma.
Here it is.
Yep, here it is. Zelda's also near the lake. Alright, Spell Tower. This should have trophy, and Simpol should finally hit go mode here shortly. Hour and 35 minutes in. Yeah, that was not Hammerblock.
Here's the spell tower.
Yes, it is.
And we know that it's super, super easy to get to Karok, too. I was just trying to decide if I want to point that out today.
Yeah, and there is trophy for Simpol. He is in go mode at an hour 35. Now, he needs to get back to P4. At this point, he just wants to... he needs to go turn in the trophy first. Where was that again? Rudo was in the west as well, so he just needs... Yep, he's up and in.
I think Rudo's the town closest to P4, isn't it?
I think it is, actually, so he just needs to take this pass-through over here. He needs to take a pass-through cave around here somewhere for it.
And Canuck's on Barba.
Yes, he is. He is only on 1 bar of health, so this is gonna be... It's only attack 4, so I... wouldn't be surprised if he died here.
Barba rolled relatively well on the health part. This is Rauru.
Yep, this is Rauru, not Naburu, so... Not Rudo, sorry. Wrong town.
I hear you mixing up your 7 sages.
Yeah. Nope, that is Simpol. I don't know if his notes are bad or what today, but yeah, that's Rauru next to GP. That was funny, by the way, for those who came in late, is that Rauru next to GP had Thunder. Rather conveniently.
It's been especially convenient for Canuck, who's been using Thunder extensively this seed.
Very extensively, having very little settings.
Canuck does take out Barba without getting hit there.
Nice. Marking that off for him.
So, I'm lost on the Western Continent again.
I am as well. I wrote down P4 as being in the far south somewhere here.
That's P4.
Yep, there it is. And Rudo should be here. I think that should be, yes.
Correction, that was Saria.
Okay. Roto is also in the south somewhere. I wrote it down as being large graveyard somewhere in the south. Yeah, so nearly full dick shake. Yeah, this is near 100% Z for Simpol, who somehow never found the ending key despite the cave being readily accessible on the eastern continent. Canuck is walking back to Maze Island the long way, having never found those boots, which we know unfortunately are harder to acquire today.
It's even funnier at this point.
It is. Oh man. Alright, there's Rudo for Simpol in this large graveyard here. And so he'll finally get, he'll finally get Reflect here to finish out the game.
P4 was the first palace we found, I believe.
Yes, so I think it might have been GP, wasn't it? Might have been the first. It was GP was super dying early. GP and Thunder. There it is. Full item, almost full item screen, has everything but the magical key. Canuck is still exploring, walked right past the water child, not having the ability to get it. Unfortunately, it is just out of luck. Simpol just staring at his...
Looks like he's updating his tracker.
Yeah, updating his tracker and just kind of probably thinking about things a bit. A little interested that he's doing this considering he's in go mode. That is it. Simpol is now officially in go mode. Just an hour 40 has picked up Reflect is finally going to be able to go now. And Canuck has just picked up a magic jar out of Nukasudo, if I recall correctly. Not useful.
And now we go in to visit Karok.
It is a very fast Karok. It's like 2 or 3 rooms in. You head right, and it's like right there, so not particularly hard to find. GP is pretty fast to get to from the starting palace as well. There's Shield for Canuck.
I think it just takes a dive through a gigantic swamp.
Yeah.
He wants that key.
He does. Alright, some quick Karok fight here. Yeah, they had Fire Link to Fairy extremely early. Canuck just never used it, rather oddly. Only picked up Fairy itself out of Naburu more than an hour in, I think. And is still wandering the map, looking for something.
He's probably looking for his progression items.
He can clear P3 and P5 right now. Doesn't have the attack levels for Guma still, really, unfortunately. But can clear those two.
Yeah, he has the attack level for Goom. I believe.
Well, 5 is a bit better. Yeah, I thought he was still on 4.
I believe Simple did it on 5.
Yeah, okay, 5 is fine. I think I forgot. Canuck is looking for a simple decision. Pretty much.
This seed has been garbage to him.
It has really been horrible. Not that it's been nice to Simpol either. Simpol's cleared out nearly everything in the game. You guys can't see it, but his personal checker is almost completely full.
Well, they can also see our tracker.
Which is almost full. But our tracker doesn't have his every single item cave, which he has checked every single item cave bar 1, and that one cave is his NE key. That's a dead end. Further
Right
on.
off the bat, GP, as usual.
Yep, straight away, dead end. Nice mint green indeed.
Oh, is this what I think it is?
Oh, is Canuck fine? I think this is indeed Canuck finally picking up some footwear.
After another thunderspell, of course.
Yeah.
No, this is
And some
cave.
more. Oh, is it? Never mind, so. Alright, Simpol is gonna try and find Thunderbird and finish the game. Unfortunately, we know that there is no way Canuck is possibly catching up. Boots, by the way, are somewhere to the southeast, apparently, is what I wrote down, but I'm not sure where offhand. It is around. It's somewhere in the southern part of the western continent, at any rate.
I think it's that one cave blocked
And
by...
hammerlocked. It is hammerlocked. I just don't quite remember where said hammerlocked cave is. There's word over Canuck. Still can't do anything here. Needs to find his boots, which are in that cave right there. Okay. Needs to find his boots to get his medicine off the water tile, to go get Spell, to go get the trophy out of Dukasuno, to go get Reflect to be in go mode. But I'm pretty sure Simpol's gonna finish before that happens. Yep, there's the boot. Finally. Okay, Canuck, are you going to go clear out P2? Nope. Okay. I already found the item. Okay, yeah, right. You found the item and finished already, so no point. Simpol is still trying to get through GP.
Both of my screens just froze, so I had to refresh the screen.
Okay, well, it's not like you missed anything.
I really do like this color palette that ended up on the GP today.
It is a very nice shade of green here. Canuck is about to find the desert, finding the desert tile that it's just a heart container. Is missing 2 item caves on his personal. Is missing 2 overall items on the east on his personal tracker. 2 item locations. Period. Actually, one of which is the NE key and is the water tile, which has his medicine. The other of which is like a pea bag or something. Actually, no.
Another
I think
dead
it was a cross. Yeah, another dead end in GP. And that cave to the left of where Canuck is, that is where the NE key was, for those who are wondering.
My brain just had a terrible idea of take a drink every time you find a dead end in GP.
Let's not do that. I am going to get some water, though. Been on comms for nearly 2 hours. Always hydrate, people. Yeah, this seed is being rude. Yeah, these flags are not being nice to the runners. This seed is not being nice to the runners.
The seed's been fantastic for us, though.
It's been great! Yeah, the runners, on the other hand, are not liking this in the slightest. Canuck finding the short way to Maze Island. Now that he finally has those boots.
Very smooth downstab to get through to that ferry.
Indeed. Alright, Canuck is still exploring the east. Yeah, this seed is. Yeah. Well, maybe a fan.
Aren't we running out of GP yet? No.
Apparently not.
GP's too long sometimes.
Really is.
We're going back into Valley of Death.
Yes, he is. Time to go back and hopefully manage to take down Guma for once.
Oh, Simple found a loop.
Oof.
GP's kind of known for that, though.
Yes, it is. Yeah, so Canuck has spent a frankly ridiculous amount of time in P5 already. Spent numerous minutes early on. There's an upstat block for Canuck for Simpol. Canuck knows exactly where Guma was. Spent a ridiculous amount of time in here trying to kill Guma earlier on attack 3. Failed and is now back.
If my guess is right, Guma rolled up.
I think so.
Did we just find another loop? Canuck does beat Guma and gets to place his 4th gem.
Alright, I'm back. I had to step away for a second. I see Canuck finally took down Guma.
Yep.
Only took him like another hour after he first went in there.
Yeah, the game's tricky. Simple does have upstab.
Yes, he does. Just trying to find Thunderbird and beat it. And there's another. Yep, that's a dead end. Actually, starting to run out of ways to go at this point in GP. Canuck is purposely taking the long way around away from Maze Island. Yeah, this GP is rude. Mind you, this whole seed's been rude, Trail, so that's not saying much.
Yeah, Trails, this is a seed that you have to see to believe.
You really do. I know you came in late, but this has been something else.
Oh,
ooh.
ow.
Getting bounced
One of
off
my
into
least
the...
favorite rooms in the GP.
Yep. Yeah, this GP is ballsack. This whole seed's been ballsack. 2 out of 10. That might be generous, Mew Mew fan.
I think that's the viewer rating. We'll have to ask what the runner rating is.
Oh, I like this scene as a viewer, although to a point, Canuck missing those boots for ages got really painful after a while. He is going to finally pick up his medicine here.
The medicine!
Which, unknown to him, is Go Mode.
Kind of.
Technically. In there, the medicine gets him his spell, which gets him his trophy, which gets him his reflect, which is his actual Go Mode. Okay, Mew fan, you lost. JJ48 car, hi. That's exactly what Canuck is doing whenever Simpol finishes.
I assume so. I would, anyways. The seed's been... less than ideal.
Yeah. Simpol's had a lousy time with this seed. Canuck's had an even worse time with this seed.
And at this point, it's getting hard to commentate.
Yes, it is.
I'm lost in GP.
Yes, so am I. Trails apparently...
Trails
apparently...
loop.
Yeah, Trails apparently has a better sense of direction than we do, but I'm lost and I think so, Zeke.
On the left, the Hangry Canuck is going to be picking up his spell.
Yes, he is. One step closer to Go Mode in a fairly annoying fetch quest here. Somehow passing by a Fury chicken in his quest to find Thunderbird, although at least by the time he finds Thunderbird, he knows GP's Darklink is going to be just about right after, because there's not much left. They've taken all the wrong turns. There's the spell for Canuck. And Simpol is up and in, back to the start of GP. Still can't find his way to his Thunderbird.
And Canuck goes right back to the east.
Yep, has now picked up the spell. Is still missing the child, which we know to be useless at this point. Out of P3.
The worst part is, if you have to up an A for anything, like if you get stuck, you have to go back through this room every time.
Yep, with all the trolls, as Simpol took yet another lava bath. Letting the P-bag's not worth the time. Canuck doesn't get Fairy in time to avoid another lava bath.
This seed is the lava bath game, isn't it?
It really is. Thank you, Mew Mew fan.
Thank you.
This has been a fun seed to commentate. I like commenting with you, Zeke. I think we've done so once or twice before, though not from here.
And then there's this GP.
Which is the icing on top of the cherry on top of the cake for this Really interesting scene.
Now I want cake.
Listen, I don't know where the big bot is either. I don't remember seeing it. Joseph saying to go up and hold left. I'm assuming I've gotten completely lost at this point, but I'm assuming that's where you're supposed to go at this point. Okay, Canuck is now on his way back to, I think, is now on his back in the northern part of the eastern continent. We'll see where he's going. Simple fighting some fiery chickens. Which are known as, and I'm not kidding, Fakas.
Where's the path?
Jules is saying to just go left, okay.
Trails has taken the seed and has already played his way through it. That's what I'm getting from this.
And somehow managed to finish it in about significantly less time than these poor runners have. Oh, well, there's the big bot.
And it's glitched onto the ceiling.
Okay, I mean, at least it's out of the way that way. Oh, and there's a... Yeah, okay, there's another one. Also glitching onto the ceiling. It's also happy 2 hours, everyone.
Hooray! It's 2 hours into this.
For Z2R, that is not a good thing. I'm normally an OTR commentator in Tracker. That's normal for 2 hour plus is normal over there. It is not normal here.
At what point do we take the, we take the 1-up and then we take the Enchantress of Numbers drop? Bye, Big Bot.
Committing suicide into the lava. Simpol taking the Eon drop now. I think we might have seen the least bottom of this room earlier. Actually, no, we haven't. I mixed up rooms. Okay. New area. Simple, I think, is seen everywhere else in this GP. Agreed. Trails.
We just looped, I think. No? Maybe not? Yes? No? Is this the path? I think it has to be.
I think so, too. Yeah, bottom of this room was very early. Okay, I figured. Okay, yeah, this is new. We are finally seeing something new in this very long GP to end out a very long scene. Yeah, this bridge is new. Okay. Alright, we are on our way to Thunderbird. Unfortunately, also to note that Simpol is down to his last life, so he is quite likely to have to go all the way back.
Didn't he just pick up a 1-up from above the EON drop?
He might have, but it's still quite a bit.
Thunderbird! And
Finally!
He only has enough magic to cast Thunder.
And unfortunately so. Can't cast Shield though, because that's all of 9 if you really needed to. Although, nope.
Went for jump.
Onto the extra height, I suppose. Thunderbird doesn't look to be too tough today, though.
And it helps when Simpol knows how to fight Thunderbird.
It does. Alright, there it is. Thunderbird is down for Simpol. 203-12. Canuck is still exploring. No clue where he is right now, but he's somewhere.
Looks like it could be a connector. And we're at the dock link.
Simpol is about to finally finish up this horrible, horrible seed.
Horrible, horrible seed.
Canuck taking a game over. Oh.
And get your GGs in chat for Simpol, who will leave out this week 1-0.
Yep, finishing with a time of
2:03:52. Indeed,
GGs. Lousy seed, 2:03:52 at least. Oh, 2:04, I guess. There's not really any good thing to say about
for an interview, I think.
Yeah. And Canuck has also called it quits.
I don't blame them.
I don't either.
This sequel was terrible.
Yeah. Canuck's Simpol's response was, interview? No thanks. Canuck is like for a minute, yep. Just rough seed for these runners. And hey, we have a Canuck in here. GG's.
Hello. GG Canuck.
Say that.
Yeah.
It took me forever to find the boots.
What are your thoughts on this seed?
Maybe I should practice a little more. It was all right. I mean, I missed some obvious caves at the start. That kind of hurt.
Yeah, we were just facepalming at you, just not finding that hammer for quite a while, taking even longer to find glove, and then finally finding boots well into the seed.
Yeah, the boots. As soon as I come back and I seen that rock and I seen it was the medicine cave, like the medicine container cave, I'm like, there's got to be the boots. I said, I almost forfeited right there. Honestly, I was like, if you would have seen the stream and you would have seen my camera, you would have seen my bottle of water fly across the room because that's what happened.
I can't blame you. I really,
the best part
really
is the boots were required because of where Reflect was.
Yes. So your go mode, Canuck, was you had to get your hammer to get your boots, to go to the water tile, to get your medicine, to go pick up the spell, to go to New Casino, to get your trophy, to go get Reflect.
Yeah, I was looking for New Casino. I was roaming around for the last little bit of the seed. I figured that's where to go next.
New Casino was up by the lake in the north part of the eastern continent, kind of near Old Kasuto and Nibiru.
Yeah, I kind of figured Simpol would have an easier time with the bosses at lower attack than I would.
Yeah, he also got so early in the seed, the two of you stuck to the northern half of the western continent, whereas Simpol took that pass-through cave and went to the southern half. And Simpol also just more generally found the gloves, hammer, and boots significantly earlier than you. Got them all in fairly quick succession.
One other tiny fact that you should probably know.
Yes.
Fire can be, when you cast fire in the Swiss settings, it can be another spell.
Yeah, the spell that it is fire is linked to is randomized. It was fairy.
Yeah, you seen me cast fire in the cave, did you?
I didn't.
I don't recall seeing it either.
Oh, I was jumping through one of the caves and I was like, hey, maybe I'll cast fire. I can kill a metal thing. Next time I turn into a fairy. I'm like,
oh, yeah, you didn't figure that out for a really long time. And
I'm like,
That
well,
felt
there goes
bad.
killing anything with fire in this seed.
It would have saved you time though in terms of getting through places. That Valley of Death was not particularly nice. Fairy Feet would have made it nicer to get through those encounters all in a row.
Yeah, I don't know how to fairy feet.
Yeah, so on the exact, it's like if you're going to the right, just as you exit to the screen from the left, you want to hit right on the same frame, and the game kind of wraps you around.
Folks, this is a little awkward.
Yeah, we're not going to be learning that.
Question. This is a little awkward, but can I ask you to actually talk for another 3.5 minutes so I can get the other Z2R race going and then come back to take this one off?
Sure, I think we can think of 3.5 minutes of content, Trez.
Even if it turns into a 3.5-minute comedy hour.
You really want us to talk for 3.5 more minutes?
I'm so sorry.
Oh, you're fine, Trez. I think we can think of 3.5 minutes to talk about with this seed.
All right, cool.
Although actually, I may leave Star to this interview.
Oh man.
I will be stepping away, so I am going to leave you this interview, Star. So
Okay,
to
all right.
chat, have a good evening.
Yeah.
And enjoy this interview between Star and Hangry Canuck.
All right, I guess. All right, see you, Zeke. Thanks for co-commenting.
Absolutely. And give
Thanks
these
for
people
doing comms and the restream, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep. All right. I guess. All right. So I guess I can continue this interview since Joe does want us to talk for another 3 minutes. Chat question from chat. How do you think about that Kuma? Because you spent a really long time on that early with Attack 3.
Yeah, I found them early, so I figured, well, maybe I can get him. But then he was starting to take a lot of shots, and my arm was starting to get sore. I was watching the Blue Jays, and I'm like, nah, forget it.
Yeah, I think it was the right choice there to bail, considering it would have been a really, really long fight even if you did manage it and you weren't having any luck. I don't think you had a shield, you didn't have life. Oh yeah, a child was in P3 and that locked life, by the way.
I don't think I ever found P3, actually.
P3 was right next to the raft tile in the east.
I found it, I just didn't finish it.
That's obvious, yes. Simpol actually appeared to have completely forgotten P3 was right next to the eastern raft tile as well, considering after finding Reflect, he spent several minutes after finding. Yeah, I think it was no, after turning in his medicine, he spent several minutes just wandering around the western continent because he'd marked P3 as being on the western continent. And then he spent, I don't know, 5-10 minutes, something. Spent at least 5 minutes just exploring every inch of the western continent looking for P3. And then went east, and it's like, oh, it's right there. Whoopsies.
Yeah, well, I figure by the end of this quiz, I might actually finish one, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, this seed was pretty rough in all honesty. As you can tell by Simple's 204 finish, this was not a nice seed.
I got no luck when it comes to randomizers. If there's going to be a bad seed, I'm going to get it.
Yeah, this is one of the more miserable ones. Simple actually, funnily enough, never found the Eddie
some
key.
of my Final Fantasy rando seeds I get in races, or Dragon Warrior randos I get in races. It's disgusting how bad they are.
Yeah. Simple actually never managed to find the magical key. Somehow that was the one item he never found. Got everything else in the whole entire game, but never did find the magical key.
Well, I got the hint. The key is to the east, so I'm like, yeah, we're going. Let's go.
And then didn't manage to find it for a little bit.
Anyway, I'm gonna go. Thanks for the restream and the
comms
and the tracking and all that good stuff. And
yep, thank you for racing. Hopefully you have better luck in your future matches. This seed was just horrid.
Yeah, it was fun though. But when you play the harder ones, when you get an easy one, it tends you might do a little better.
Yeah, hopefully you have better luck. And hey, Trez is back.
I'm so sorry.
Back. Okay, we're out.
Convenient because I'm done with the interview.
Perfect. That's what I that was completely planned. So
Totally.
yeah, GG to. Should I just wrap up? I guess.
Might as well.
All right. I want to give a big shout out to the Hangry Canuck and to Simple for doing this. GG and congrats to Simple for taking this after a freaking 2 hours and 4 minutes. Also gigantic shout out to Star and to where's our second commentator?
Zeke had to step out.
Okay,
Had something else come.
Okay, so shout outs to Zeke as well, who had to leave earlier. I hope you all enjoyed what you saw. Sorry again for this. Just being a little awkward at the end, but that's sometimes how things go. Thank you all for watching, and take care.
Yep. See you.